Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Roar Report. I am your Roll 2IC, and I know I'm back. Look at me. And hopefully, I got everything kind of somewhat situated out, so we'll be able to get right back onto kind of a normal routine, normal-ish routine, if you will. Doing everything that I can. There's a lot going on, so just bear with me. Prayers if you don't mind. And this one's going to be a little bit more of a laid back one as we kind of ease back in, kind of catch us back up from everything that's been going on. And then some of you haven't seen, look, I've got a new fancy microphone, so you should be able to see and hear me much better. Let me know down in the comments if there's any problems. Otherwise, let's just jump right into this one. So first and foremost, there is a lot of storms going on. Yesterday, today, the next couple of days. I'm sure a lot of you are very aware of that. One of the big things is Ryan Hall from Ryan Hall, y'all, right here on YouTube. If you don't know who that is, please go check him out. He is very passionate and very good at the weather. He goes live, and if you are in any of them affected areas, if you have loved ones or whatever that's in those affected areas, he stays live on top of it 10, 12, 14 plus hours until the threat is over and gives you live step by step everything. So if you don't know who that is, go check him out. That's what I'm doing as soon as I get done with this because today, tomorrow, and all that, I'm kind of in those affected areas. So I'll be over there checking that out. Let's just jump into this one. So, what do you want to talk about? Because there's a lot that went on between today and the last, since we've been on. So the first thing, let's jump up to our neighbors to the north in Canada, where the Axe the Tax protest is currently going on. That's in the New Brunswick, Nova Scotia area. And this is, if you're not aware of it, this is over the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's increase of the carbon tax by 23%. So for me personally, again, right now, we're into the opinion side of it. Why do we have carbon tax? Okay, it's just asinine in the first place, but so you have one. I'd be a little upset about it. But not only do you have one, now they're going to increase it by 23%. So yeah, I would not be very happy. I'd be probably right out there very unhappy along with those people. So next, did you guys see the one? There was a man that rammed his SUV into the entrance of the FBI headquarters down in Atlanta. Uh, there's a lot of talk. This is kind of breaking news-ish, so we'll have to wait over the next couple of days or whatnot to see how things unfold. I know that they're already kind of doing some rumblings and kind of pushing the mental health subject a lot. So we'll see how that plays into it. Now, Fox did come out. I know it's Fox, but bear with me. Fox did come out and say in a report that right now they cannot currently rule out a terror attack. So personally, I don't see it as a terror attack just because I don't see what a single person in an SUV um, is going to accomplish and into a heavily fortified, gated, guarded area like that. I don't see it. That's my opinion on it. I just don't see it. Next, will Texas end up becoming the new ground zero for another pandemic? Now, I know I said the P word. Let's see if I get slapped on the wrist. We'll touch on that in a second, but the reason why I say is if you guys have not followed along, there was a little article that authorities have come out and have confirmed the first human case of H5N1 bird flu in a person. Now they're saying that this individual, this man, was interacting with some infected cows, and that's how this person has now come down with this illness and has been confirmed. So we'll have to keep our eye out on that and see what comes out in the next few days, weeks, and whatnot about this. So just something to keep aware of. Next, and this is kind of one of the bigger of the stories, not that they're all not big in their own way, but Israel decided today that they were going to conduct a missile strike onto the Iranian embassy in Syria. Now, this missile strike ended up taking out some pretty top brass, one very top Iranian military, as well as some a few people underneath of him. And this is not a good thing. This is not some sort of little tiny cell of people. This isn't an organization. This isn't anything along those lines. Um, and a small side note of opinion, Iran is an FAFO type of people. They're probably not the best ones that you're just going to pop in there and punch in the back of the head and get a sucker punch in and get away with it. So Iran has come out officially and said that they are currently in contact with both Russia and China on what to do about this. But they said that there will definitely be a response to this, and that response will be severe. So, another one of those waiting games. I'm sure something will happen. This is not going to go unnoticed. Um, my guess is that now that somebody has officially kind of attacked Iran. Now, keep in mind, this is an embassy, so it's the same as like an American embassy. This is going to be considered Iranian soil. That somebody actually unofficially kind of attacked Iranian soil. Okay, so it'd be the same as anybody attacking U.S. embassy. You're attacking American soil. Um, so there is going to be some sort of response. We'll have to wait and see what that is. The timing of this is a little off-ish to see. Um, I'm going to be watching fuel prices, gas prices, oil prices, things like that, for attacking into that. My guess is there probably some sort of attack in like um, probably some Syria and other things. So we'll have to wait and see what that comes about. It's definitely one of the bigger things I want to keep my focus on, and that's kind of half of where I. There's just so much in the news. Every time that I start researching and going down into a path, something else happens, and I get sidetracked and squirrel, and you know how that goes. So I'm doing my best. And we'll have to just kind of sit on our hands and wait and see. I know that you really, like me, you don't like that answer. Hey, we're not time of instant gratification, and I don't want to just pop on here and start jumping to conclusions like everybody else. It'd be really easy to just make a clickbait video, get a whole bunch of views, make a bunch of money, and walk away. But I have that sense of an obligation to, if I'm going to be on here, I need to be responsible enough to uh, bring as much of valid information that I can find. Okay, so next on the agenda, the looming solar eclipse. Okay, that is exactly officially 1 week from today. Now, I'm still doing a lot of research. This will end up being at some point within the next week, a video all on its own because just of all the hype, okay, there's something a little different about this. Now, hopefully, okay, hopefully this is going to be a big nothing burger, that nothing happens. That's what we're hoping for. Now, again, on this channel, what I try and do is use this to your advantage. There's nothing that's going to hurt you getting a little extra prepared. Now you have an event, okay? There's going to be a solar eclipse and a whole bunch of things are going on. Okay, perfect. When's it going to happen? 1 week. Great. Now you have a time. What can you do if said event happens at that time? What do you need? What do you need to top on? Do you need more food or water? Do you need to get, your medical topped off? Do you need to do this or that or whatever? Use it to your advantage. Don't go out and drain your 401k and do a whole bunch of things because if it is a nothing burger, it's not going to be a good thing, to do it. You have to use common sense about it, but it's one of them things that, if you've slacked off a little bit, here you go. Now you have your perfect training exercise to where you can go, you know what? Yeah, we probably should go ahead and do this and do that and stock up and grab another case of water and whatever. If nothing happens, okay, so we don't have to go to the store, for an extra couple of days, or we already went and did some things, and we can take the next couple of days off. That's kind of what I've been doing is I went ahead and took the day off work. If nothing happens, do you know the worst thing that's going to happen to me? I get a 3-day weekend. Okay. I mean, no big deal. If something happens, I'm better prepared for it home. Okay. So we'll have to see. Now, again, all the hype. If you guys have any more information or whatever, send it to me at the email. The email address is always at the bottom of every single video in the description section. I would like to see what's going on because I'm only really kind of studying what's going on in Ohio. But I mean, with all the hype that there's school closings, there's business closings, there's businesses that if they're not closing, For the full day, they're closing. For, half a day, they're closing at 11 or noon or whatever. There's a lot of businesses, if they're not closing, they're putting up really weird warning signs. I know at mine, I had to put up, some different stuff. Uh, Even at Mrs. Rural, she got different things on like the clock in thing. There's a lot of just odd things going on. Now, I did go through and I read today that the national, I don't know what you want to call it. Well, and besides the National Guard getting called in, but the New York State Department of Corrections have come out and said that during the eclipse, they are going to go into full lockdown for all of the penitentiaries and prisons and things like that in the entire state of New York. Okay. Again, it's just more things adding up. They're telling you to prepare. They're hyping all this up while in turn saying there's nothing to worry about. Now, I've seen all sorts of things from different people sending things in, for anonymity and security reasons and things like that. I'm not going to show a whole bunch of things. I know I hate it too. The whole something major might happen and the trust me bro thing, it gets very old and annoying. I get it. But just me looking at things where people are canceling orders, people are saying that cell phones might go down, that radios might go down, that GPS might go down, and things like this. This isn't like somebody's just saying it to somebody else in passing. This is from a company telling their employees, "Hey, our walkie-talkies that we use, in the store or on the property or wherever to communicate with other fellow employees. Those walkie-talkies may not work." Okay, and that's a little odd. But hopefully it's just a big nothing burger and nothing happens. So, moving on. So, Europe went ahead and put out its notice for its highest terror alert ever. And this puts it up the highest that you can possibly put it. Now, this comes out following the kind of terror attack that happened in Moscow. Um, there's still a lot coming out about that, and that was what, almost a week ago now. So we'll have to wait and see what comes out of that. But with the one that's currently going on in Europe, that there's already talks about canceling the opening ceremony for the Olympics, as well as the mayor of Paris has already come out and banned all the athletes from Russia and Belarus. I know that the opening ceremony is going to be closed to the public. As of right now, they may go ahead and just cancel the whole thing altogether. We don't know. Not really that I care all that much, but again, it's just interesting to see the different things that's going on all around the world. Um, and kind of into this, following all the last things we just talked about. Did you guys see that China put out a warning to its own citizens that said that the ones that are currently inside the U.S. or planning to go on into the U.S. Within the next whatever short period of time, to be prepared for quote unquote unexpected situations. They didn't go into any details or anything along those lines. They basically said you're just going to have to prepare because we're not going to help you. But they didn't also say what those unexpected situations is. So it's slightly concerning coming from China that usually doesn't care for its own citizens. But we'll just have to see. Uh, and then kind of speaking of that, to kind of go into it, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the Mexico kind of blackmailing the United States. I found that to be a little interesting. The president of Mexico came out and said that they want $20 billion. Otherwise, the illegal caravans are just going to continue. I mean, if that's not blackmail right there, that whole you do this, whatever. Uh, I don't even know what to even begin to think about anything along those lines. You know, it's just wrong in all of the sense possible. So again, we'll have to wait and see what ends up coming out about that whole situation. Um, yeah, we can also go through and we can talk about the port of Baltimore being closed after the bridge collapsed, the Francis Scott Key Bridge, and this was after the container ship had its accident, whatever you want to call it. I really can't tell. I've been looking into that a lot, watching different angles, seeing people's different points of view, following along to see, their thought process and things. There's a lot of people that have their own conclusions, and a lot of them are interesting. Uh, Some are more likely than others. Some are plausible. Some of them I can't get into it. So we'll have to see. Um, there's some funny jokes into there, and I was actually going to bust one of them out, but I'm not going to, and I will tell you why here in just a moment. Uh, and what I'm going to end with on the story is if you guys didn't see this, this one had my attention. So the DOJ has come out, and this is official. Okay, this is not somebody saying something. This is actual official. The DOJ has come out and ordered Google to release the names and addresses of YouTube viewers. That's you and me. Okay, we're watching this right now. You're a YouTube viewer. I watch YouTube, videos, so I'm a YouTube viewer. They have ordered the release of names and address of YouTube viewers who have watched certain videos. Okay. Now it's a little concerning. And why is that a little concerning? Well, let me put it this way. Um, if there is a video that is out that they are concerned about of people watching it, why are they leaving it up? Okay. That's the real question. If there is a video that is so whatever you want to put out the reason of that they want to know who watched it, why would you leave that video up? Why wouldn't you just take it down? If it doesn't violate terms and service conditions and things that it can play, why is the terms and service conditions different to view it? And that's one of the biggest questions that I have about this. There's something way more into this. I mean, there's a whole way that they go about getting the warrant to do this, exercising it, all the different things. I mean, it's blatantly unconstitutional. There's no arguments, hands down unconstitutional. But there's a lot more than meet the eye on this, and it's very, very concerning about this because now instead of going after content creators, they're going to go after the content viewers. So if I come on here and speak a message and it's all completely true and it doesn't violate the terms and service conditions, well, the easiest way is to go after the viewers. If no one's watching, then what's the point of the content creator? Which is very interesting. Now, uh, another reason why that I've had a small disappearance is cleaning up a mess. There's been some different, what do you want to call it, issues getting into some accounts and some other different things that I've been trying to clean up quietly. I've been having some bigger trouble trying to get in and access the email, the Proton mail, the channel email. That's why some of you have sent some things and I have not gotten back to you. I've not responded. And I know that's out of character of me. And that's kind of the reason why it'd take me a little while to be able to log in. I would finally be able to log in. I would click to open, it would log me out. I would go in there and be halfway through a response and it would log me out. I would finally get the response written and I would hit send and it would say failed to send. I've had accounts opened where once I finally got into my email, it said, congratulations for opening X, Y, and Z account. Um, I've had one where it was, I forget what the app was. It's something along the lines of TikTok or something like that that I never really had where it's been signed up and already kicked off. So whatever happened in there that they tried to open and share something or whatever, the account didn't last long, so I kind of took care of itself. Not that I really care. Keep in mind, and I've said this before, the internet is a doorway. Okay, now you can take and you are at this end of the door. You open that door and you are right there. You are access to whatever, whether you want to learn how to do, you know, astrophysics or you want to watch cat videos, whatever it is, and everything in between. It's a doorway. You open that door and you get to step into it and read and watch and everything on whatever your heart's content. The only thing is though is a door opens from both sides. And so that whole thing of show me the man, I'll show you the crime. Whenever somebody's like, well, you got to stay really, really quiet. Otherwise, people will, they'll come get you. You'll end up on some sort of list. Doesn't matter how clean you are. If somebody wants, to do something, uh, they don't need anything. Okay. They can push whatever just as well as you can open that door and you can reach in and grab some video or a clip or an article or whatever and pull it in so you can view it or read it or whatever. The same thing that somebody else can open that door and push things that you have no idea, you've never viewed, you've never read onto your device. Whatever you're watching on right now, your phone, your tablet, your computer, you could be 2 a.m. and you're in bed and that door can open and without your knowledge or consent or anything, things can end up there. Okay. So just a little advice, a little heads up on all that. Uh, it's something to kind of be a little bit aware of. I think, and then this just might be um, I don't want to call it paranoia or whatever, but I've talking to some of the other smaller channels and they're having some technical issues as well. So I don't know if I just happen to be one of the lucky small channels of a testing grounds. If they can be a nuisance and annoying to me, that I will either just give up or walk away or get frustrated or whatever. They picked the wrong person because here I am. It's not going to do anything, and actually, it motivates me to come on and do even more shows. Um, but we'll see. It's one of them things. If you can't get it from one angle, you go from the other. So if you can't get the content creator, you go after the viewer. So we'll have to wait and see how all this comes. It's there's a lot to question this that goes way much deeper than what meets the surface. And again, a lot of it goes into your own personal aspect of it. Um, this one interests me, and so I've been looking into it. It may not interest you. If I made a whole video on it, maybe one that you just click over, it may be one that you're very, very interested in. I don't know. But this one really, really kind of interests me because again, you go after the content creator. If there's no content, then there's nothing to watch. But if you go after the viewers, then that content creator will just, quit on their own. And so it's actually a little bit smarter to go after the viewership because you guys don't watch just me. You don't watch just pinball or magic or uh, prepping with Sarge or any one of the countless other people that we've talked to. Um, you don't just watch one channel. And so when it comes down to it, if you go after the viewer and you get the viewer to lose access to their account or to get it to where they get scared and they don't even want to jump on YouTube or another platform, then you're actually hitting a lot of content creators all at once. So it's an interesting step to go that way. Now, I may be reading too much into it. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. But in the meantime, welcome back to me because hopefully everything's going back to normal. You guys will be seeing me one, two, sometimes three times a day. As long as I can do it, I will be right here. There's a lot of fun things that's getting ready to come. We're going to be doing some contests and some other things, some giveaways. We're going to be helping out some charity, doing everything that we can to build everything up, and we'll just go from there. So stay tuned. There's definitely more information to come. Hope you guys have a very blessed day. And with that, please remember to remain united because we're all prepping in this together.